Good evening. I've lost some of that rosiness in my cheeks that you saw in the pictures. I want to thank Dave Lubeski for nominating me for the Hall of Fame induction. I want to thank the induction committee and the Ritenour administration, board members, for hosting this ceremony, and all the family and friends that came out to support me. And I had to use a 72-point font in order to read this. If I use more, it'd be one word per page. So, I thought a lot about the acceptance speech, and I've changed it about 12 times in my mind. But one of the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to present a speech that exemplified a united front. I want to give a speech that didn't dwell on us and them, but us, as we together. When I came to the Ritenour School District, one of the things that I felt welcome right off the bat, and it started with my household, with my mother and my father. One of the things they taught me was to treat others the way you want to be treated. Always treat people with dignity and respect. I was a person that was, and I still am, gregarious, sometimes hilarious, and I had my moments when I was nefarious. And so this is where I got my start, at my home front. And that carried over. My parents didn't settle for can't. My father would always say there's no word known as can't. Do the best you can, as long as you can. Ritenour School District is, and it's kind of hard to describe in some ways, but because of the Ritenour School District, I owe a lot of my success to this district. One of the first people that helped me feel valued was Coach John Moore, my old wrestling coach. A kind man, but he was also a firm man. That's when I first heard the words in 1962. A winner never quits and a quitter never wins. I took that theme and I used that as my mantra to do everything that I did from that point on. And I still miss John Moore today, even though he's been deceased for several years now. I still miss him. He told me some things that I consider him as really my second father. It's even hard to stand up here now and not well up of the things that he instilled in me. And then I owe this school district and the teachers at Ritenour High School. They were tough. They were rigorous. I remember on my first test, I made a 74. And the teacher gave me my paper back with an F on it. I said, I think you made a mistake. She said, no. She said, at this school, anything below 75 is an F. I was in emotional shock. But I value that experience because it taught me that success comes with sacrifice. And I buckled down and I worked hard. And my goal was not just to be good, but to be better than good. So I dedicate myself to be the best student I could be, not only an athlete, but an outstanding student. My goal was not to be a state wrestling championship, but also a top student. Being on the honor roll meant as much to me as winning that gold medal in wrestling. It meant so much. One of the things that I know for a fact, sometimes I stumble over words. 2 years ago, I had a stroke there on I-170. I was driving at the time, and praise to the Lord, I'm here now to stand before you, and I feel blessed for that. But any success that any of us have is never done in isolation. There's also always someone along your career pathway that's instrumental and impactful in the things that happen to you during that journey, starting with Coach Moore, my teachers in the classroom, the people I encountered as I went through my educational career after leaving Ritenour. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize my greatest cheerleader, my greatest encourager, the person that stood by me through thick and thin for 53 years, my wife. I wanted to stop working on my doctorate. She kept pushing me and pushing me. She wouldn't let me quit. I'd almost given up. But because of her, I'm standing here right now before you. And if you could only feel what I'm trying to say for this moment, I wish you could see what I'm saying. And as I look out at this auspicious group, my articulation is matching the matriculation that I'm trying to convey at this moment. And I love Ritenour High School. One thing I've learned very early, the number one question in St. Louis is what? What high school did you go to? And with a puffed up chest, I'm glad to say Ritenour. Again, I thank you for this moment and this evening, and thank you very much.